I want to tell you about my love-hate relationship with chickens, the pros and cons of chickens, and as you can see, we just got some new chickens. So what you're looking at right here is we've got chickens and we've got 4 turkeys in there, and we had a lot more chickens when we started, but as everybody knows, or anybody that has had baby chicks, not all of them live. Many of them don't make it. So my wife, this is her special project. She loves the chickens. I'm more here along for the ride. So when I say my love-hate relationship, what I mean is chickens obviously give you food. They give you eggs, which is great. However, you gotta remember, you gotta feed these chickens. So as I always joke to my friends, chickens are the world's most expensive eggs. And eggs are pretty darn expensive even when you go to Walmart or wherever right now. Also, you have to remember about chickens is I have 6 kids. I didn't have kids until after I left the CIA, so they're younger. And I guess I should introduce myself too if you have no idea who I am. My name is Jason Hanson. I am a former CIA officer, and my mission is to make you safer, more protected, and more prepared in the crazy world we live in. And one of the ways you can do that is having survival food, having ways to provide for your family. So back to chickens, as I was saying, this is my wife's thing. She loves the chickens, the kids love the chickens, but another downside is when you got little kids and you let them out and roam and they're free ranging in your backyard, they poop everywhere and your little kids will eat their poop. Ask me how I know. So you've got to have a little chicken coop or place cordoned off where the chickens can't run around because then they'll make a mess, it's disgusting in your yard, and so on. Also, they're high maintenance. I don't like a lot of high maintenance things. I've got, as I said, 6 kids. That's enough high maintenance myself. And so you do have to take care of them. You have to do a lot with them. I prefer survival food that is easy. So my favorite type of survival food are the survival food pouches, meaning it is a meal in a pouch. You just add water. If you want to see what I use, go to premiumsurvivalfood.com. I can tell you, in a crisis, it is very stressful. And the last thing you want to do is have to worry about going and finding 37 different ingredients, having to worry about making a meal. It's so much easier to just have some water, eat your meal in a pouch. So my first tier of survival food, or one of my first tiers of survival food, would be the survival food pouches. This is lower tiered. So this is not priority number 1 for me, even though it's priority number 1 for my wife. So they're good to have, but I would have your survival food pouches first. I would have your kind of ready-made meals before you move on to getting chickens, turkeys, and so on. So let me grab one of these right now. I've got it covered here, that way they can't escape, they can't all get out. So let me grab one here. You can see one of the babies. And if you have children, if you have grandchildren, they will absolutely love this. It is a great responsibility teacher for the kids. So, hey, you got to go feed the chickens today. You've got to go clean things out. You got to make sure and check their water. So, because I have multiple kids, I am teaching them responsibility. I always tell them, if you want to be successful in life, you better work hard. I was telling my son last night when he was complaining about doing the dishes, I said, well, if you want to sleep here tonight, young man, you're going to do the dishes. And this is a way to teach kids to work. Even though it's not my favorite way, and I know how to work, and I work 12-hour days, it is a great tool for the children. Let me think what else I forgot to cover here when it comes to survival food. Other tiers I have of survival food, people always ask me. Tier number 1 is obviously food in your fridge. Tier number 2, the survival food pouches, which were the easy, ready-to-make meals. Tier number 3 are number 10 cans. So those number 10 cans about yay big, which have the rice, which have potato flakes, which have carrots and so on. And then the last and final tier 4 are buckets. So buckets of grain. So it's a 5-gallon bucket of rice. It's a bucket of wheat. It's a bucket of flour. Make sure you pour the rice, the flour, whatever grains you're using in Mylar bags first. Seal the Mylar bags with a hot iron, and then you take that Mylar bag, put it in your 5-gallon bucket. So don't just pour it in the bucket. And always use food-grade buckets no matter what. Even though you're having the Mylar bags, which you're using for your rice, make sure you still pony up the money, buy the food-grade buckets, and buy the more expensive lids. The lids are expensive, but the Gamma Seal lids, which you can spin off, are definitely worth it. Make life a lot easier because I use my survival food, meaning my family uses it and replenishes it. So just like when these chickens start laying eggs, we're gonna obviously eat the eggs and all that. We eat our survival food in the 5-gallon buckets. We use our number 10 cans. The survival food pouches I try not to use, but admittedly when I'm lazy, if I'm at my bug out location, if I'm at my office where I have some survival food pouches stored, I do eat those too, because sometimes I don't want to cook a meal or sometimes I'm out of lunch. I think that about covers it. Make sure you know what you're getting into with chickens. So I recommend them with all the caveats I just said. I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson. If you want the best survival food in the world, in my humble opinion, click on the link below. Also, if you would subscribe to my channel, I've got a tremendous amount more information coming your way. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I've got to get some water for these chickens. God bless you and God bless your family.